Make It Happen, a business development organization based in Ventura County, California, proudly presents The Buzz, your daily business journal, where we're spotlighting movers and shakers in SoCal's business community. Today, our business star is Henry Johnson, president of the Channel Cities Jazz Club and acclaimed Toastmaster. And now we're on the air on location in Oxnard, California, at the home of Henry Johnson to find out how he's moving and shaking in business. Mr. Johnson, thank you for having me. And we are enjoying a nice chat over a fine glass of wine. What are we drinking?
Well, you're drinking Chianti. I don't drink. What I do is I take my medicine. The doctor recommended 1 or 2 glasses of red wine every day, so I have my 2 glasses every day.
Enough said. You are the president of the Channel Cities Jazz Club. What is the Channel Cities Jazz Club?
Channel Cities Jazz Club is an organization that was formed more than 20 years ago as the Channel Cities Jazz Society for the purpose of preserving the music of the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
And you're a membership-based organization?
Well, I don't know how you put that. Our membership of our organization is open to everybody. And we have people from all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, maids. It doesn't matter who you are.
Who's typically your membership?
Typically, our membership has been, in the past, people are about in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, and 80s.
Now, you're a not-for-profit organization?
We're a California not-for-profit organization, IRS 501c7.
What's your mission?
What?
What's your mission?
Our mission is basically to preserve the music.
And how are you accomplishing that?
We're accomplishing it by giving the local musicians a place to play, giving the people that are interested in that music the opportunity to come and listen to it.
Where are you located?
Right now we are located at the Oxnard Elks at the corner of 8th and A.
And when do you meet?
We meet on the 3rd Sunday of every month between 1 and 5 p.m.
Every organization has its own challenges. What is one of your top challenges at this point?
Well, our top challenge probably is getting more members. That's members to listen and members to play. Because we have a jazz session or a jam session in every one of the meetings where the local musicians get a chance to jam. And so we need more good musicians to come and join us.
What's the size of your membership now?
Oh, it's around 140. We would like to see it twice that, because our old location, 140, was basically capacity. We were full. Our new location, we can get over 300.
What is your new location?
Again, we're at the Oxnard Elks.
At the Elks. Oxnard Elks, and that's located where?
On the corner of 8th and A in Oxnard.
You want to raise membership. How are you solving the challenge?
Basically, the simplest way is if everybody does the same thing I do. Every time you see somebody you think might be interested, tell them about our jazz club and invite them to come in and listen to us.
Now, I understand that you run a jazz camp, or you raise funds for a jazz camp. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the jazz camp, people run it in 2 locations that we use. One of them is in Sacramento and the other is in Mammoth Lakes. They're at different times. The same people teach in both of them. And it's a Dixieland camp. And a lot of people say you can't send kids to Dixieland, yet every one that we've sent wanted to go again.
What do they do at the camp?
They learn how to jam, how to sit and play, not using music, but to play from their heart. And
then the kids that go to the camp, what do they do after that? Do they go on to continue music careers? Or?
We hope most of them, well, a lot of them do. We hope all of them do. We hope that they have learned that music is fun. The teachers tell us, and then the kids tell us, that after a certain period of time, they have to tell them to quit practicing because they're having too much fun, they don't want to quit.
No fun allowed, right? How do you select the children that get to go?
The teachers in the high schools and the junior high schools recommend the kids to us. We send somebody to listen to them. If they think that, and to talk to them, if they think they are suitable, their name is submitted. We have to have a letter of recommendation from the teacher, a letter of, well, an essay by the students as to why they want to attend. They are then forwarded to Sacramento, where a group of educators go over the letters and the information and decide whether they are suitable. And if they are suitable, we're notified, and we send the money, and they go.
Let me ask you something. You're the president of the Jazz Club. What is your job?
Well, what isn't my job is probably a better question. One of the things that we have as an organization, we have to have people who are there to make sure that everything's going right, to act as an intermediary between our membership and the Oxnard Elks. And I guess that's probably one of my main jobs.
Which means you must be a people person.
Well, I guess that's a good way of wording it. Yeah, I think that works out fine.
The theme, one of the running themes of our show, The Buzz, is that we are talking with movers and shakers, and I consider you one. I've known you for a while. I never miss the opportunity in these interviews to ask, to gain from the wisdom of the people that we're talking to, some tough question that will solve an issue in our community. The big issue, obviously, for us and everybody in our nation and our world, actually, is economy, economy, economy. So what's your answer? Based on your wisdom and your experience and your many years of living, what's your answer to turning around our local economy?
Well, it boils down to a very simple thing, really. We have to persuade the politicians, our local politicians, that getting the job done in the city, the things that need to be done, is more important than they're getting reelected or they're getting campaign funds.
What would you do if you had the ear and the persuasive abilities with local politicians? What would you have them do? What would be the result of their actions?
I think that probably the most important thing right now, we look at the infrastructure here in the city. Our roads are falling apart. There's a lot of other problems as well, but that's the most visible one. I think it's time that the city decided to put a crew back out on the road like they used to, that works full-time, a lot of crews maybe is necessary, to go around and patch up and repair the minor repairs on the roads and potholes and stuff like this until contracts can be made to replace them.
And how do you said we need to get the ear of the politicians. What do we do?
Well, I guess town hall meetings is one, but I guess the simplest way is to let your politicians, let the local politicians know that that's what you want done, and if they don't do it, vote them out and put somebody else on the job.
That's always the answer.
Hey, that's the only answer. That's the only answer.
What are some of the other things that you see change in our local community? For business?
Business, in a lot of cases, over the years in the city of Oxnard, has killed themselves.
What do you mean?
Well, remember back in the 50s, white-front stores wanted to open in Oxnard. Well, the downtown businessmen controlled the city at that time, and they said no. So white-front stores and their business and the merchants that they brought with them didn't come.
Which stores?
White-front stores. I know they don't exist anymore, but they were like Costco. Then,
when was this? When was this?
In the 50s.
1950s.
In the 50s also, Sears and Roebuck's had a catalog store in Oxnard. They wanted to take and build their store in the city of Oxnard, a new one, and open in the city of Oxnard. They said no, so they moved just outside the city limit, and Wagon Wheel got started.
So are you suggesting we've had a history of a no culture in our local politics?
Basically, so long as we had businessmen only that were running the city, and they were only interested in their own business, and they wouldn't let any competition in, yeah, that was a good answer.
So today, work forward. What do we do today for our local businesses to turn this ship around and once again see prosperity?
Well, I think the simplest thing is that we live here in the city of Oxnard, we should buy in the city of Oxnard. So our sales tax goes to the city, not to Ventura, not to Camarillo, not to Thousand Oaks, but here in the city of Oxnard. And use our local merchants. Buy locally. If you buy a new car, buy it from a local car dealer.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
I like that idea, and support the Channel Cities Jazz Club. Correct?
Right, of course. That's number one.
That's number one. So, last words here. What's your call to action for the Channel Cities Jazz Club? When is your next meeting? And what would you like to say to our viewing audience?
Well, our next meeting is on the third Sunday of this month. I think that's the 19th, but I'm not sure. I don't happen to have a calendar with me. We have Mark Torsini and his group for that one. It's a good group. They do great music.
And what's your call to action toward accomplishing your goals? What would you like to say to the audience regarding the Channel Cities Jazz Club? Last words.
It's great music, and it's a great way to spend a Sunday afternoon. You got 4 hours of good music. You don't get anywhere near that amount in a movie theater, and a movie ticket costs you a lot more.
What's the cost?
If you're not a member of the Jazz Club, it's $10. If you're a member of the Jazz Club, it's $7.
And what does it cost to become a member?
$20 a year for a single person. 25 or 30, I forgot which it is now, per couple.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your wisdom with us. Thank you very much for this fine glass of wine. Medicine, let me correct that. And thank you for being here with myself and Mr. Hank Johnson, president of the Channel Cities Jazz Club, and a very wise businessman. It's the buzz. We've just heard from Hank Johnson, president of the Channel Cities Jazz Club. The mission of this Oxnard, California-based not-for-profit organization is to keep jazz alive. And as you've heard, its members are doing just that by throwing monthly dance parties where they give an open stage to jamming musicians and a different hired band each month. They cover costs by charging a modest entrance fee, $7 to $10, jamming musicians get in free. Hank explains how they stay involved in the community by using a portion of their proceeds to send kids to summer jazz camp to study with music masters, and by supporting businesses that support jazz and publishing a monthly newsletter covering jazz happenings throughout SoCal. The club meets every third Sunday of the month from 1 to 5 at 8th and A in downtown Oxnard in the Grand Ballroom of the Elks Lodge. Next event is June 19th, featuring Mark Tortorici Quintet. Questions? Call 805-487-3062 or email the buzz at gettingthebuzz@gmail.com. We'll put you in touch. Thank you for watching, and we do thank our sponsors, including MIH Biz, Smart Business Solutions, Creative Knowledge, Tech Consulting, Beach City Sound Club Jazz Band, BCSC Music Productions, a local record company, CV Toolkit, IT Career Coaching, Songwriter Online, Music Career Coaching, and Resume Scribes Employment Services. We'll see you tomorrow around noon for The Buzz.